History of ADA North Pool. 2018. Part of the Guardians of Cardano to replace CF leadership.
I'd like to thank the Guardians of Cardano. They recently released a letter just a few hours ago. It outlines some of their independent investigative journalism that they've done and concerns that they have. And they're not going to go away. If anything, their movement's going to grow. And I really look forward to seeing them in person, and from the conferences to the meetup groups, and getting good advice from them about how we should approach governance in the future. The reality is all cryptocurrencies, regardless of where they come from, whether they come from a strong centralized foundation or an organic movement distributed from proof of work like Bitcoin, do eventually require some form of governance to decide how to spend funds available and where to go. For example, when to fork, how to fork, what technology to adopt. Now, we as an ecosystem are no different. And to be frank, this is probably one of our first and won't be our last governance major milestones. It's not when everybody agrees and everything's going great when you're tested. It's when you have disagreements, and it's how you're able to overcome those disagreements and move forward from those disagreements. And at the moment, you have two of the three parties in a position where they feel that the other party really isn't doing their job. And what was really amazing is that the community itself came together and formed autonomously its own group to point that out. And then we decided that it was good to make an open statement as well and support and say that we hear you, we acknowledge you, and we feel your pain. And if this is the Cardano community moving forward, I really do believe that we have a chance to become one of the strongest, if not the strongest, communities in cryptocurrencies on market. And I really do feel we have a chance to deliver on our vision and our dream.
2019. ADA North Pool is created.
When you look back at this, it's quite a historic moment, really, this testing period. So yeah, that's also special for me, just to participate in this. Imagine the future, for example, in countries where you don't have access to all that hardware, and most people have access to a mobile phone. And if you can be able to run this transaction through pools on those mobile phones, that will be amazing. At the same time, I think transactions volume is going to increase dramatically. So I'm thinking about sharding and about maybe some type of transactions could be done on the easy on the phone, and maybe other that need a lot of computation, if it's smart contracts or something like that, maybe needs still to be some form of hardware-based, more advanced hardware-based. But yeah, what I hope for is more decentralization, cheaper, and that the barrier to entry is very low. That's good for the community, I think.
First epoch on the Jormungandr testnet. Joining Cardano Guild operators helping with data analysis. Investing in local servers with professional hardware. First block produced on the ITN testnet on December 14, 2019. 500th block on testnet 30. December 2019. 2020 mainnet governance and charity.
Hi, I'm Øystein Hansen of ADA North Pool. I would like to give you some reasons to consider staking with me, and also some reasons to consider if Cardano pool operators are not your average pool operators. So please grab some popcorn and give me 1 more minute of your time.
presenting in the 2020 Summit on Governance.
But for me, it's more of a question, can we afford not to give much effort into the collaborative decision-making process? Because after the Cardano third generation, there will be a fourth generation cryptocurrency, there will be a fifth generation cryptocurrency. And you need mechanisms to keep reinvigorating yourself, to keep updating both the on-chain and the off-chain community. And for that, you need to have good collaborative decision-making processes. And if you set this pledge factor too high, you're basically making barriers of entry to others who don't have ADA. And for example, what about the more poorer countries, the countries we're really trying to help now leapfrog the financial infrastructure by providing Cardano? For the trust and for the decentralization, the global decentralization of Cardano, we should have staking pool operators also in these type of countries, that they can feel this is our community too. You're trying to prevent a specific type of attack called a Sybil attack. Basically, it's a case of having many identities. You can be a single pool operator who have many pools, and you can claim them to be from different operators, because it's very hard to track your identity. Or you could be frank about it, as during the ITN there was many pools from the same pool operator, and he just had number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. And because you delegate to these pools, you can actually get a very high proportion of the total network influence who creates the blocks. And if you get a majority at some limit, then you can actually start to influence and decide and even corrupt and make changes to the network if you have enough of that majority. So you have to try to prevent this type of attack. And the way you do it is to make it costly to make more pools, because you will not be as competitive if you spread your pledged ADA across many pools.
ADA North Pool closes down second pool and joins Cardano Single Pool Alliance. ADA North Pool presents on multiple pool problem, suggests raising a zero only raises the bar, and discusses identity solutions as a way to move forward and incentivize a decentralized ecosystem. 2021 Support Ecosystem, Charity and Governance Work. Signed agreement with Norwegian Block Exchange. Made one of the first guides on ergo mining to support ecosystem.
And currently I'm quite interested into Ergo, another cryptocurrency, and the reason why is because I have a great collaboration with Cardano. For example, Yoroi have the Ergo wallet, and Oracle solutions on Ergo will work in Cardano.
Donation to Norwegian Child Hospital.
In case, the reason for the update is I wanted to give something back, and it's quite personal to me, because I want to do a donation to the hospital where I have an autism center.
Published a progress report in collaboration with a pool delegator. Shows the dramatic progress in hardware capability of the pool ready to support new community efforts, as well as the continued efforts into charity. Presenting on Cardano Summit 2021 in Oslo. Announcing support for 2 projects, World Mobile and Empua, that will help make the world better. Acquired by NBX and Norwegian cryptocurrency charity event with donations from Norwegian Block Exchange of all income of pool for December 2022. So far acquired the skills to work on decentralized digital identifiers with Atala Prism, as well as work as Catalyst veteran advisor and debates in ecosystem. Continued work with charity as with donation to the efforts for Cebu, Philippines through a DAF staking pool.
Because I was part of the Atala Prism program, where we work on these decentralized digital identifiers. And so I feel I have a bit background at least to understand those type of projects. But before that, we go into a bit about like some of the projects I like there, and hopefully in the future I will do more of these updates in advance. And what I also would like to do is like, I feel it's missing some form of data aggregation. Like you have this massive amount of projects on Catalyst,
and no one is trying to really show like what geographic locations are these projects on, what's really the budget, like in a simple form so you can compare easily, some form of reputation of the team members behind it in an easily visual way to read, so you can have like a glance, and then you can this project, this I want to look more carefully at. And that's a more efficient way, I guess, to get an overview and involve more people, so we have better, basically, group thinking processes. So that's more of my long-term goal.
I hope this video has shown my passion for the ecosystem over time. I would love to continue my work. Thank you for watching.